Hi and welcome to this tutorial where we will explain how to set up animations. The video covers how to move 2D objects and rotate 3D objects. To get things going, open Scene Composer and double-click on Empty Template to create a new solution. Save the solution and rename it to Animation Video. As a first step, we will now import an image and a 3D object. In Solution Explorer, right-click on Bitmaps and select Resources. Click Select Files, choose an image and press OK. Then right-click on FBX and select Import FBX. Click once more on Select Files, this time choose a 3D object and press OK. Now we will set up the animation to move the 2D object. To do so, first switch to the 2D scene. Then drag and drop the imported image into the scene editor. Then adapt the position by setting X to 50 and Y to 240. Now click the Add New Animation icon and name the animation 2D Move. Once done so, press OK. Switch to Animation Design mode. This mode allows us to design animations to our needs. What you see now is the Animation Configuration view. Contains a list of objects from the active scene. Select objects you want to animate from this list. This right here is the Properties view. Here we can set properties such as the animation speed, repeat times, or repeat mode, among other things. Now we are in the Animation Timeline view where keyframes are visualized. Finally, we are in the Animation Values view. Here we can set keyframes and adapt coordinates by numerical input. Now drag and drop the image from the Animation Configuration view into the Animation Timeline. For adding movement, set the animation property to Position, then press OK. Right-click on the Animation Timeline and select Insert Keyframe. A new keyframe is now added. Now we need to set the keyframe values. Time 0, set X to 50 and Y to 240. Time 1000, set X to 470 and Y to 240. Finally, at time 2000, set X to 50 and Y to 240. To display interpolation settings, double-click Position XY for the image. To change the settings, right-click on Position XY, select Interpolation, and choose Linear. To preview the animation, double-click Position XY again. Drag the red line to see the animation behavior over time. We now want our animation to repeat continuously in the CGI player. To do so, select the Animation 2D Move. In Properties, set Repeat Times to 0. As a next step, we want to set the animation to play automatically in CGI Player. To do so, let's first switch back to Scene Design mode. Select the Scene 2D node in the scene tree. After that, drag and drop the event handler into the behaviors of the Scene 2D. Then add Check Control State under the Condition section of the event handler. Once done so, also add Configure and Play Animation under the Actions section of the event handler. Finally, drag and drop Handle Control State into the behaviors of the Scene 2D. Now set the properties of Check Control State. Set State to Enabled and State Condition to is True. Next, set the properties of Configure and Play Animation. Set Target Node to Image to Animate. Finally, Animation to 2D Move. After that, Repeat Mode to Replay. Click the play icon to preview the animation. Confirm the save when prompted, then select OK. Enable Scene 2D in the Scenes panel. After the confirmation that our animation works. Next, we will set up a rotation animation for a 3D object. As a first step, add a new 3D scene and change its name to Scene 3D Rotation. Use available scene template, select Cube FBX Scene and press OK. Now add a group node under the Scene 3D Rotation. Move Root Node as a child node under it. Select Root Node and change the position by setting the X value to 60, the Y value to 0, and the Z value to 0. Add a camera node and a light node to the Scene 3D Rotation. Then select the camera node and set its position as follows: X value to 0, Y value to 25, and Z value to 100. Next, select the light node and change its type to directional. After that, update the light node's position as X value is 0, Y value is 107, and Z value is 63. Once done so, set its rotation via the X value at -70, Y and Z value will be set to 0. Finally, click on the Add New Animation icon and rename the new animation to Rotation and press OK. Now switch to Animation Design mode. Drag and drop the group from the animation configuration to the animation timeline. Then change the selected animation to Rotation and set the property to Rotation and press OK. After that, set the keyframe properties in the animation values. Set the first line values for time 0 as X value is 0, Y value is 0, and Z value is 0. Then set the second line values for time 1000 as X value is 0, Y value is 360, and Z value is 0. Next, double-click on Group Rotation XYZ to change the interpolation setting between the keyframes. To do so, right-click on Group Rotation XYZ and select Interpolation, then change it to Easing. Finally, try dragging the red line to preview the animation over time. Select Rotation and in the Properties panel change the repeat times value to 0. Now the animation is set to play automatically in the CGI player. Finally, switch back to Scene Design mode. Select the Scene 3D Rotation node in the Scene tree. Drag and drop an event handler into the behaviors of the Scene 3D Rotate. Add Check Control State under the Condition section of the event handler. Add Configure and Play Animation under the Actions section of the event handler. Finally, drag and drop Handle Control State into the behaviors of the Scene 3D Rotation. Set the properties of Check Control State. Set State to Enabled and State Condition to Is True. Next, set the properties of Configure and Play Animation. Set Target Node to Group. After that, Animation to Rotation. Finally, Repeat Mode to Replay. Change the Render Target settings to display 2D and 3D scenes. Then, in Render Target, select Scene 2D Camera and in Properties set Clear Color Buffer to On. Enable Swapping to Off and Sequence Number value to 0. Next, select Scene 3D Rotation Camera in Render Target and change Clear Color Buffer to Off. Enable Swapping to On and Sequence Number value is 1. Finally, click on the play icon to preview the animation. Enable Scene 2D and Scene 3D rotation. Check if everything is working. This is the end of this tutorial video. Thank you for watching.